Hello. Hi, welcome back to the Reality Roundup. Today we're going to be talking about the challenge season 40, episode 11.
There we go.
Payback
4011.
era. Um,
I
as
tried to
always,
remember this time the name of the episode, and I
just
didn't.
write it down. I'm
I never do.
I'm Mariama. That's Maddie. Thank you for joining us. As always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thank you.
Yay.
All right, let's get started.
Let's get
Okay.
started.
Maddie.
Um, First and foremost, I did like this episode. It took me a while to watch for other reasons, but I did like this episode. I have a begrudging respect for bananas, and I hate that that came out of my mouth.
This episode, I'm ready to jump on that banana wagon.
I'm glad you didn't
No,
just leave it at
like I
banana.
there was a point where I was watching this episode and I just paused it and I was like, this is why he has 7 wins. Like I was like, this is why he's the goat of the challenge. Like I hate to say it.
I'm so mad because and I didn't realize it until into his antics because I remember thinking like, oh, he's just being so annoying. And then we cut to the talking head confessional and he was explaining like why he was doing what he was doing in that moment.
I
And
was
I was like, God,
obvious. Oh my God. It was like as soon as Tori stood up at the bar, I was
yeah.
like, answer the questions. I was entirely on his side right at that moment. Like him going at Olivia, yeah, okay. Like I don't really know what his relationship with when he started pressing up the conversation, I was like, say the weird thing, bananas, say it. And she piped up. I was like, oh, she took the bait. It's over for her.
That's exactly when it switched for me. With Olivia, I was like, you're being very weird. And then when Tori got very angry, I was like, God damn it, this man might be a genius.
Yeah, it was great. I really really like this episode. I love the political drama like
Yes.
just as much as I love like the challenge because
Oh, I loved it. Okay.
usually I'm only in it for the physical aspect and like everything else is kind of like noise like to get to the physical
Yeah.
stuff. I'm just here for the sports and like everything else is just kind of happening because
That's
we
so
got to show
funny.
something in between the program. But like I was totally here for all of the ins and outs and inner workings or whatever.
Hmm.
So let's get started. I listen, Kylan, get a life.
Whoa, where did that
Ky-
come from?
Kylan confronting bananas about putting a target. Like I actually hate it when people like specifically. I hate it when people wait to do their politicking after moves have been made. Like you knew
Okay.
bananas had a target on him before last elimination. You knew there was a chance Tori was going to throw him in, and you knew there
Hmm.
was a high chance that he would win because the other two targets were Derek and Ryan. You
Hmm.
should have been politicking for Naya at any point between the first day y'all arrived for the show and before Bananas went into elimination, coming up to him and going, "Why'd you throw my girl in, man? She could like." I'm like, bro, it's too late for that now. I
It's too
hate
late
when
now.
people like you're not aligned with this man. You've been taking shot at his era the entirety shots or working against his era the entirety of the season. He really doesn't owe you or Naya anything.
Yeah.
It's just like that's all I meant. Like get a life, Kylan, because like I just hate when people act indignant about others playing the game in a way that negatively impacts them, despite the fact that they always have the ability to to make moves to secure those relationships and those alliances
Jenny.
prior. Jenny is in a weird situation because everyone on her era came in knowing each other and haven't have worked. Like she doesn't really have inroads to be
That's fair.
protected on her era over any of the other women, I will say. And it didn't seem like they were ever doing a good job at integrating her. So
No.
like, it is what it
Question
is.
for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
I felt a little bit confused by bananas targeting Naya. It, it didn't it I
He,
read it as just like he had to pick another woman.
mm-hmm.
Is that it?
Yes. So
Is that your read of it?
he's working with 4 women
Yeah.
who he can't choose. He has to give out 3 targets, and there were only 4 women available to be targeted. Cara Maria was the last one, and Cara Maria is from his previous team, and I think also he's like Cara wouldn't be bad to have in the finals.
Okay, so
Like
no
even
other
though that's
choice
his,
than
even though
Naya.
that's really his arch nemesis, he's probably also I mean, I think it's smart for him not to take a shot at Kara right now too, because that just pushes Kara more
Mm,
overtly to Tori's side and to the side of people working against them.
yeah,
Like Bananas and Kara probably have like I mean Bananas mentions it with Jordan in that they kind of have like an understanding because if they start taking shots at each other, it is mutually assured destruction. Bananas and Kara got that type of rivalry too. All she really needs is an excuse to start actively like working against them.
yes,
And
gotcha.
she's a
Okay.
much more formidable like adversary than a Naya or an Olivia would be.
Yes, that's completely fair. Okay, that makes complete sense because I was like, I feel like, is this just because Naya was there, or am I missing something?
No, I mean I think also from like Banana's perspective, Tori has aligned herself with the layups of the season and like to walk down. If you can get rid of some of those layups, Tori has to now like kind of figure something else out.
Yeah,
I think it's good. Like of all the women in the house too, those are the three women that are most clearly like working with Tori. And if they won
yeah,
power, would also assume he would assume would be willing to put a target on him,
of course.
at the behest of Tori.
Absolutely.
Do you have
Okay,
any
that makes
do you
sense.
have any thoughts on that like pre challenge portion?
No, no, nothing else about pre-challenge.
Yeah, I think like I like this. Like we're set up really well. We get I don't know who says the comments about layups. Oh, Michelle. I think Michelle calls herself a layup.
Yes, because I was kind of
She's
confused for a
kind of a
second.
layup. We've had more layupy layups, but like if we stack it up in challenge history, Michelle is not probably as much of a layup as she's saying.
Okay.
She just doesn't stand a chance in the finals against any combination of those other women.
No, not really.
But in a different finals, right, with even some other, like
Well,
female
she's won
challengers,
Survivor before, right?
yeah, different game though. Like
Okay.
Survivor is hardly a physical game. Like
Well, yes, but I'm like saying like she has like wins in her individual category was what
yeah,
I
you
call
you
kind of
win
the difference.
Survivor by being socially and politically savvy. Like you
Yeah.
can be terrible physically. Like in the challenge, you cannot win a challenge and be a bad physical competitor.
Yeah. Fair enough. Ready to talk about the challenge itself?
Yes, are you ready?
Yes.
Do you have rules or you want me to get it?
I will give rules because I loved this. Okay, so it was called Building Bridges, which I
Yeah,
thought was perfectly ironic for the political situation. And it was basically a very large obstacle course, right? Like you had to scale, you had to collect coins on uneven platforms, you had to solve a puzzle, which would then pull up a bridge, which was essentially a not a
container, like
container.
a
Thank you.
53-foot container.
Yeah, a container that I think was like on a forklift or something. And then you run across the bridge and you gotta swing yourself around some more, get some more coins. And then you had to like Tarzan your way into some boxes with an X on it.
Yeah,
And it was cool. And then there was a caveat that like if you fall on any part of it, you're disqualified. And that in order to calculate winning order, they would like use time, like if you fell off and things like that. Well,
yes.
in general, but
Distance,
also if you fell
distance,
off.
distance first. So whoever got the furthest.
Yeah.
And then if you and somebody fall off at the same exact point, then who got there quicker?
Yes, yeah. I
Really
thought
good
this was
challenge.
so cool.
Excellent challenge.
I
This
would
is what
love to
I
do
want. This is
this.
what I want. Like these are the
Yeah.
challenges. These are the type of challenges that I want. I
Oh
like
my
it.
gosh. It was so and I wouldn't want to be timed doing it, but like I feel like I actually like might enjoy this. It would not go very well, especially when it comes to the ropes for me, but oh my gosh, like this seemed like actual
The
fun.
the rope portion was so fake. They were like harnessed. Did you not catch that? Like they weren't swinging on a rope. They were holding onto a rope while the harness like moved them.
Well, no, I mean like the not the swinging part of the rope, but like the rope. Wait a minute.
The ladder maybe or the walk or the rock walls.
Oh, the yes, I'm not worried about falling, but like I don't know if I would be able to transfer from the rock wall to the rope ladder. And then isn't there a rope later on? Not the swinging
There
rope, like a descending rope.
yes.
Yes, that was the one where I was like,
Descending is
ooh.
also easy.
No, I don't have much upper body strength, you know this. But long story short, it seemed like a lot of fun.
Yeah, what did you think of the competitors? Let's talk girls first, ladies first.
I was kind of like sad. Well, not sad. I found myself incredibly disappointed when people fell off. And
I
I
was only
don't,
disappointed in Kara.
oh my gosh, yes, right. And then I don't think any of the men fall off.
No,
No, but we also
not at
don't.
that point. Not at that point.
No, we also don't see a. We see like a jump cut at some point in time. They start to like jump cut between like people at
Yeah,
the
yeah,
same
yeah,
stage instead of just like running through everybody individually.
yeah.
Which I kind of wanted to see run through everybody individual, like American Ninja Warrior style. But um I don't know. I just kind of felt sad that like several women fell off, and I was like, oh my God, no, please don't do this. Like, please don't fall off like this. But other than that, I feel like everyone did a pretty decent job.
Decent? No, everyone did not do a decent job. Some people quite literally sucked. But
Fair
I
enough.
I want to say Jenny did really well. If I was Tori, honestly, I
Did she
was
go
like,
first?
no. Oh yeah, she did for the women, didn't she?
Jenny? I
Yeah, she did.
think so, yeah.
Well, what I was thinking in during like the women, the only people that I really had thoughts about were Cara Maria because I really expected. I thought this was like Cara's day
Oh,
to win.
yes. Incredibly disappointed.
Cara's day to win. Jenny far exceeded my expectations. I thought this was going to be between Cara and Aviv because Aviv was literally a soldier. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, so uh,
Not much else we can say about that.
I mean, well, Aviv was probably training like this, for her training to go commit war crimes. But no,
I tried to give us an out and you stepped all over it.
it's all good. She know what she did. she know what she on. Shout out to her. No,
Sorry.
but
Yes.
no, Jenny far exceeded my expectations.
Hmm.
Cara did not meet my expectations.
Not at all. I was very sad that she fell.
But I want to say if I was what I was thinking for the most part is if I was Tori, I wouldn't have been trying to win this. I would have been doing my very best to I would have wanted to complete the obstacle course because I wouldn't would have wanted to do all of it, but I was just did it really slow. Like I would have did my like especially because Tori went after Naya and Olivia. Well, Cara, Naya, and Olivia fell off. So like if I'm Tori, I'm like, okay, I just need to get past these girls. And once I get past the point that they fell off, I know I'm not in last place. I'm not going in. I'm gonna just walk through the rest of this
But
because
why?
because the three targets are women that are all loosely aligned or directly aligned with Tori. If she wins
Yeah.
power, she has to betray one of her allies, right? Or
Oh,
she has to show her allies specifically where they rank in her hierarchy of
gotcha.
importance.
Gotcha.
I like I when he said 6/100ths of a second apart and it's between Tori and Jenny, I was like, Tori, please tell me you didn't go win on a day where only your alliance members are up for elimination. Like, and you're not at risk. Like they can't put a target on you if they win. Just
Yeah.
just fall back, stay out of this. Like if I'm Tori, I get up that rope ladder
Interesting.
and I knew there were girls that didn't make it up the rope ladder, so I know I'm not in last place. I'm walking. I'm taking my time on the puzzle. I
Like
might
Theo?
like real talk, I might pause and like count to 30 on the puzzle and then go and complete the rest of that just to make sure I'm not coming in first place.
Which seems to be
um,
what Theo did anyway.
no, Theo was not doing that. Theo just didn't hear the directions or watch anybody else go because I thought Banana got a bad draw of going first because he really needs to win. Like he needs to win to
Yeah.
stay safe. I thought he got a bad draw of going first, but um Kylan looks good in this. Jordan
Hmm.
looked good. I thought Jordan might take this. I mean we
Do we
saw
see
montages.
Jordan go
We
through
didn't.
it?
I don't think we saw his whole run. We saw montages of him and because I
Yeah,
mean with
like
Theo was more entertaining probably, but of him, Corey, and Nehemiah, I believe. Yeah, nothing to say there. Do you have our winners and losers?
yeah. Oh my gosh, oops. Winners, I have Kylan and Jenny win.
Mm-hmm.
And then No, I don't know who loses. Naya loses.
Naya loses, so she's going directly into elimination round, and Theo is the guy that loses, so he'll have a
Oh yeah, the
disadvantage,
penalty.
a penalty at the start of the next challenge, which Michelle had a penalty, a 30-second penalty, and still didn't come in last place today, which is kind of crazy. That's why
Kind
I
of
say
crazy.
Michelle kind of overperformed to what I thought
Yes,
she was
she
gonna
did.
do.
I will also just say that I think it's Bananas who says that Aviv is built like a chihuahua, and that was I
Yo,
cracked up.
Aviv on the stairs where everybody else was able to like step, and she's like literally jumping with her hands to pull herself out because her stride wasn't long enough to go with that
Aviv built
hilarious.
like a chihuahua. Yes.
Yeah. Um,
I also just wondered logistically about the reset between people.
who
Like
said Venom and Fury?
Venom and Fury.
Oh, Banana said that to Olivia because she was like, "Why'd you call me a snake?" He's like something, and he says the energy like something like venom and fury. He starts using like adjectives to describe a snake.
Literally crazy. He was just all he was. I don't know if he was in rare form because I don't know nothing about his previous forms, but he was wild.
This was the most entertaining Bananas has been for me in years, honestly.
I love that.
So we go to the bar. Olivia
Yes.
decides to confront Bananas.
Yes.
And she's
Jordan's
like, I
sweet
know
route.
people have been saying stuff about me. I think the only thing that could be happening is maybe Nerys was talking about her after she betrayed. Maybe that's also why he called her a snake because she was snaked Nerys.
Oh my God, I
Because
forgot about Nerys.
she betrayed Nerys during the events of last season. And
Hmm.
I think Nerys and Bananas are cool outside of the show.
Oh,
Um,
okay. Again, completely forgot about Nerys.
um, so while Olivia is sort of calling Bananas' character into question and
Yeah.
saying that everybody is talking about him but won't say anybody's names, like just weak stuff from Olivia. Bananas does I gives us probably the best 6 minutes of television that we've had all season long.
He unfortunately eats.
When
Yes.
he goes, hey, there's some floaters here and y'all are floating, but the people you're floating for, they've already picked their side. Naya, do you know where you stand on Jordan's list? Because you're not even top five. That's your
Oh
homeboy of
my
20 years.
God.
You're not even top five.
Oh my God.
Well, 10 years. Um, Jordan, Tori, oh no, Tori,
Tori.
who's your four? When he said this, I was like, yes. Like, because I like when I was
Mm.
watching this episode and seeing how hyper focused the whole house was talking about Bananas, my thoughts the entire time was about all the other men in the house. Where do you think you stand with Tori? Like, Tori held a conference with six of y'all to say, do you guys promise me that you will try to get Bananas out of this game? She can't save all six of y'all once Bananas is gone. And so when
Yeah.
he started going, hey, where do you stand? And honestly, if you're a man in that house and your name isn't Josh or Jordan, just assume that you're not somebody that Tori would save.
Period.
And you need to really look at like, hey, all those girls that are with Bananas have no reason to protect me, and they only have one guy that they're currently protecting. They need other they need other people that they can swing with.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I thought this was brilliant. And one, it's good strategy. Like there was no lie
It's
in what
very
he was
good.
saying, but like two, it's I love like it's the perfect way to play the bottom. I think he played being at the bottom very perfect. Like
Yeah,
and
because he sets everyone eating each other,
he
sets
creates
everyone to eating each
he
other.
creates chaos. And when you're on the bottom, chaos is your friend.
Yeah.
And like we saw how Tori behaved, why are you creating all this chaos? Because Tori's on top. When you're on top, the status quo is friendly to you because it rarefies your
Mm-hmm.
position.
Mm-hmm.
So chaos is an enemy, and this is just veteran stuff right here. Like I
I
think it's
mean, yeah.
it's easy to be on the bottom and go, well, I mean, this will never happen with Bananas, but it's easy to be on the bottom, and we often see challengers do this. And when they're on the bottom, they go and try to plead to the top, but those
Yeah.
people have no reason to upset the current social dynamics to protect you. And they think if I just prove myself to be a level headed, competitor, people will take care of me. And then they don't
Mm-hmm.
realize they regret not doing something different when they're walking out of the arena going home.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when you're here, you put some doubts. Hey, Naya, where you at? Because it lit a fire under Corey to go talk to Rachel, which then
Yep.
lit a fire under Nehemiah to kind of look around and go, okay, I got
Yep.
Naya, but like who else do I have? Oh, okay. Let me go
Yeah.
look at these other girls too.
Oh, it was brilliant.
It
And
was
I
good.
don't like giving Bananas his flowers, but he did a great job.
7 wins, baby.
Damn,
Yep.
damn, damn, damn. Yes, he did a great job. Are we at elimination now?
Chambers.
Oh my gosh, I didn't write any notes for Chambers. I think well, Naya obviously is at the bottom, and so then it's Olivia and Michelle.
Mm-hmm.
And then
I
the
think
opposite.
the
Go
only
ahead.
thing that really interesting thing that I want to talk about is that little dust up between Jenny and Michelle. Of Jenny just kind of going, I have no loyalty to either of them.
Oh,
Naya,
yes.
so you're the only one that's kind of had my back or treated me like anything. Tell me which one you want, and I'll make sure that's the one that ends up in the sand. And Michelle
Yeah.
being really offended by that.
Really offended. But I am I wrong in thinking that the person of the opposite gender gets to say at the end, like if there's a
They
deadlock?
do get the final say. But like
Yeah.
essentially Jenny was going, there won't be no deadlock because Kylan is obviously sleeping with Naya. So Kylan is also aligned with
Yeah.
giving Naya the opponent that she probably she believes that she can most likely.
Yeah. What were you going to say about Jenny and Michelle?
No, I mean I thought it was interesting. I Michelle, Jenny's not lying. Again, politicking doesn't happen when the power structure for the time being has been decided or the moves have been made or just about to be made. You
Mm,
had opportunity after opportunity on Arrow Fort to volunteer. You didn't volunteer until like the sixth elimination, right? Knowing because you knew that the men would keep throwing it on Jenny. So you did nothing to
mhm.
protect her in the game. You haven't spoken any game with her. You got all these plans and all these promises with a bunch of people. Jenny's been on your team since the start of the game. You haven't created one plan to pull her in.
Yeah.
That would be mutually beneficial. And now she has power and expecting her to kind of like hear you like I don't yeah, like getting indignant and being like, this is us between friends and it's tough. Yeah. Just like all the time it was Jenny and her homies getting thrown in and like
Yes.
let's call a spade a spade.
Absolutely. I mean, Michelle was very indignant about it. And then I also thought it was interesting that Michelle and Olivia not purposely or meanly or anything like that, but I think it's Olivia in confessional who says like I love Naya at the end of the day, but like I want Michelle to like come
Yeah.
back or something like
I mean,
that.
well, they met Naya at the start of this challenge. Like they've never played a
Oh.
challenge with Naya before.
Oh.
Um,
Hmm.
so Olivia and Michelle have a much longer standing relationship. So I wasn't surprised by that. But I'm like,
Yeah.
truthfully, if it was one of you guys that lost today, like y'all probably wouldn't trying to go up against each other, right? I
Yeah.
actually think that would have been the most interesting if one of them has lost, and then Kylan and Jenny just protected and saved Naya.
Oh, that would have been nice. Are we ready for elimination?
Yeah. Do you have this elimination?
Fortification is our name, which I did giggle at. I thought that was fun. So we had a series of trunks, boxes, like large thingies, that were all chained together, and that you had to solve math problems in order to get the code to unlock the series of chains. So there's several math problems equaling several locks, equaling several chains, and you got to get all of them essentially because then you got to move, was it 40 boxes?
40 crates, yes.
40 crates. Okay. Crates. Thank you. The right word. And then you got to like actually move the crates into this designated spot in order for you to win.
Excellent elimination round. I must
I
say,
really like it.
there have been some. Did we have a boring elimination? Maybe, but like these eliminations
You
have
don't
been
like
kind of
the
stellar.
shelter one.
Well, I mean, that's just I know that why they did it. They did it because it was on theme for whatever they were doing in that. Uh, what was it? The era roundup. What was it called? The era invitational. Sorry. Like I don't
Oh,
really
yes.
I don't really think of that as like a true elimination. I mean, since we've formatted the show and we've had like I mean maybe the nail one getting hammered where they had to rip the nails down and stuff. The one that Tina
Still a
won.
lot of questions about that one.
Yeah, they didn't punch in Tina's nails, obviously. But these eliminations have been, the quads one I actually did not like, the one from last week.
Yes, you did not like
Yeah,
quads.
but other than that, these eliminations have been absolute bangers. This is my type of elimination, a long physical grind out with with a little bit of mental. It
Yeah.
could have very well have been a puzzle. It could have been very well have been any other sort of like
Hmm.
just um cerebral portion. What
Yeah.
did you think?
I feel like the edit made it seem like Naya was struggling on one math problem for an extended period of time.
Yeah,
And so I was like very confused at one point because I was like,
it's
Michelle's running away with this.
it,
But then it wasn't that.
well, it seems that that's what the peanut gallery also thought too. Because
Yes.
they were all kind of like, dang, she's still doing that. What is going on? She's still doing that. Um, yeah, so I think it was probably edited in that way too, because that's what everybody was sort of whispering about. Like, is she really
Yeah.
struggling that bad? I don't know. I
I
think
think
Naya
Banana
got,
says something about like quantum physics. He's like, what is the theory of
yeah, like,
relativity over there? I
yeah, like
was
what
like,
is she doing? Like,
again, rare
um,
form.
yeah. I mean, I thought also that she was stuck on like the same problem, and
Yeah.
kept getting it wrong as well too. So,
I was very confused. And then like Michelle obviously is pulling change moving boxes, and then all of a sudden, like the edit changes to show that like Naya is actually also capable of moving boxes because she solved multiple problems. And it might have been Jordan that says like something about strategy or something like that in confessional about like the
yeah,
difference between the two. Maybe it was
I
Nehemiah.
I think that I don't know what I really made of this, because I think either strategy can work, but I think that if you're Naya and your opponent gets 10 boxes in, you might want to consider like changing your strategy, because it's actually really tough to gauge how far behind you are um in that sort of case, right?
Exactly.
Like it maybe like there were only a certain number of boxes, like maybe there were a certain number of equations and that's a certain number of boxes connected to each equation, and so you were like, okay, if she's moved 10 boxes and I have three equations solved, I have 30 boxes free or whatever, like maybe. But I would have like once I probably would have chose Naya's strategy to try to like complete as many problems as
Hmm.
I could first and free up as many boxes and just haul, because especially if Michelle is my opponent, like and I'm Naya, I'm stronger than you, I'm faster than you. I know I can haul these crates like
Hmm.
much better than you. But if you're gonna do like I probably would have done Naya's strategy, but if you're gonna do Naya's strategy, you have to be really, really confident in your muscular endurance, because you basically are gonna you're basically going to be playing from behind. And if the game is close or comes down to the wire, you have to be sure that your strength is going to hold out long enough that you won't need to rest and just kind of move 40
Yeah.
boxes like back and
Because
forth
I would do
nonstop.
Michelle, because I don't have confidence in my own strength and endurance that way. I would definitely do Michelle's way, especially because I feel like under pressure, I would get really nervous about the math
Yeah.
and be more likely to make mistakes.
Yeah.
And so every single time I'm getting one right, like we're moving boxes because I know the next math problem might ruin my life.
Yeah.
And so we're
I mean,
moving.
Nehemiah says as such, right?
Hmm.
Give your like do the math and then move boxes to give yourself your mind a break, and then
Yes.
right do the next math problem to give your muscles a break. That's why I'm pretty confident in my strength, so like for me, and also I'm confident in my math
I was
ability.
gonna say you're also good at math. Yes.
But like for me, I'm like, oh yeah, like Michelle is not like strong
Hmm.
physically. Like I mean, she looked good, she's not strong. I don't think Michelle's definitely not stronger than me or Naya. So like
No.
let's just let me like I probably would have did half the equations honestly, like run 20 boxes real quick and then like finish the rest of that off and run the rest of them down. So
Yeah, and I think you would have crushed it. But because you are good at math and like confident in your ability to do math
but
under pressure.
Michelle is good at math, right? So if you're
Okay.
talking about from her perspective, Michelle is good at the puzzle portion, the math
Hmm.
portion. Like those have always been her strengths in the games. Like what
Yeah.
were there, I have to show you the elimination that she had with Kara. Ugh, so sad. But there, I have to show
I
you the
appreciate them giving them chalk so they could do the problems
yeah,
on the
yeah.
board versus what challenge was it where Darrell was doing sand in the math in the sand?
Yeah,
Not
yeah,
challenge,
it was an
elimination.
elimination. I forget. It was the one against Kylan.
Yeah, and he was just doing math in the sand. But it honestly, at first with the edit, I thought we were experiencing Devin's Elimination 2.0 with Naya, where I was like, my God, what are we doing? But then it gets better. And then I don't think Naya finishes that far behind. It looked like maybe two boxes.
Naya, yes, Naya, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if she just took a little longer on some of those problems than not, because it seems, look, Naya had a good pace. Surprisingly, I will say too, Michelle had a good pace even down the stretch, which I didn't expect.
Yeah.
Um,
How many eliminations has Michelle been in this season at this point? Two, three?
two.
This is
She
second.
she won her first one against Tina, right?
Yes. Was that nails? No.
What the heck was that? Yeah, that was the math one.
The math one.
Yep. Box
The same one as
the one where they had to slide
oh,
the,
the moving walls.
yeah,
Yes. Yes.
and then
Okay,
they
yes.
had to solve the math problem.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, Tina.
Yeah.
I miss Tina.
Any other thoughts?
Uh no, ma'am. I'm sorry to see Naya go.
Very disappointed to see Naya
Yeah.
leave.
Apparently Naya and Kyland are in love.
I know that
Um,
was news to me.
that was news to me. I was like, oh, she was like, bye, I love you. And he was like, love you too. And I was like,
I
oh,
know. I know.
but I think they're cute. I just think they're cute.
Yeah.
Even though Banana's like, never fall in love in the challenge.
Yeah, it's a good rule. It doesn't
Uh,
usually end well. I mean, it almost always ends in at least one of them goes home early, like we saw. But in worst cases,
yeah.
that's
Well,
a happy ending right there, where where one of
like,
them goes home and the other one didn't have to betray them like
yes.
directly.
Yeah. And now Naya gets to chill in the Philippines with Devin while they wait for their partners.
I'm sure
Or
Naya's
maybe not
going
wait for their
home. I'm
partners.
sure
Hmm?
I'm sure Naya's going home.
They're
Naya's
not
going
going to the
home.
Philippines?
Devin was going to the Philippines because that's a
Do you just
Devin
think
thing
Devin
to.
was going to the Philippines?
Yeah, like they're not giving you, they're not sending them to the Philippines to chill. Like Devin
Oh.
is choosing to go to the Philippines for some
Oh, I
reason.
thought that they were sending them to the Philippines to chill. Never mind.
No.
Fair enough. Isn't that
um
what they do on Survivor? We've had this conversation
yeah,
before.
Survivor, they do sequester them until the end of the game.
Okay. Fair enough. Well, I don't think we have anything. We wait,
Yes,
targets.
we do targets. So
Ooh, I don't
Michelle
remember.
Michelle wins and she throws targets on Bananas, Jordan, and Nehemiah. Jordan is the only one that surprised me. But
Well, Jordan, we get a confessional of Jordan earlier before that saying that he doesn't think Michelle would do that.
well, no, he says that Michelle told him that she would. That's why he was rooting for Naya. He
Yes,
he's
sorry, yes.
he because Naya had, like, Bananas brings up that thing to Naya about, where do you stand on Jordan's list. Naya does have a conversation with Bananas about where are you getting this from, and it seems like Bananas has actual verifiable sources, as like a direct source from a direct
A primary
conversation.
source, if you will.
Yeah, a primary source, a direct conversation from Jordan, where Jordan said, hey, like, I'm protecting these girls, and he doesn't mention Naya, who's the one that he's known the longest time. Which, I'm
Yeah.
not surprised by this, especially at this point in the game. I am surprised that Jordan would mention it to Bananas in some way. He probably just kind of
That's
forgot who he was talking to.
yeah, because that seemed like a massive like
I
hole
don't think
for
Jordan
bananas
would.
to
I
crawl
don't think
through.
Jordan was planning to betray Naya, but I think that, like, if it had gotten to a point where Jordan had to make a choice, he was probably just going to be like, "Hey, I'm probably going to take one of these girls over you, Naya, because I think they're going to be stronger in the finals,
Yes, I
and
agree.
more useful to me."
But you cannot give the banana man any information.
Can't give that boy any ammo. I thought that so Naya questions it with Bananas, and then goes to Jordan and goes, "Hey, what's going on?" And I I think he didn't do a bad job, but, like, you lie right there. What? No way. You're my top two. It's just you and, like. But he's like, oh no, all I really got is Tori and Laurel, and the other spots are open. And I'm like, you don't say that to your home. This Wait, when was
No.
Naya and Jordan on together?
Yeah, Naya did not interpret his information well.
Were Naya and Jordan partnered on the season recently as well too? So you add in their real world alumni relationship, plus I think they were, like, partnered on a season recently as well. or at very least they were like tightly aligned. Oh, All
Mm.
Stars 3, yeah, they were tightly aligned, and they were sleeping together on that season as well too. That's
Nia
crazy.
and Jordan?
Yeah, they
Oh
they
my.
they're frenemies to lovers to enemies to friends.
Oh,
No, they're they're,
interesting.
they're actually they're actually enemies to frenemies to lovers to friends. Like
Oh
they
my.
have a long history.
I kind of love that. I love that for her.
um, yeah, I think it was on All Stars where they were doing it. Um,
Also, completely apropos of nothing, but Nia is so, I don't know. Nia seems so tall to me. I was like,
she's
my gosh, she's so
giant. Yeah,
tall. Giant's a word for it. Yeah.
I mean, she's huge. Kylan is also huge, and they stand eye to eye.
Yes. Oh,
she
that's true. That's
Josh
fair.
is
That's fair.
also huge, and she's like barely shorter than Josh. Josh is like
That's true.
probably like 6'2", 6'3" plus. No, I think Naya might be like 5'11" to like 6'1".
She seems pretty tall. Yeah.
Someone says this where like Naya has been. I think Naya has done well on the show by largely relying on her size and her strength
Hmm.
to just kind of move girls around, and they can't really do much with her. But she's never really been like a formidable, like a skilled challenger. She's never been a skilled
Yeah.
challenger. Um,
She cries a little bit in her final confessional and being
I
very proud of
know.
herself for how
I
far she
think it.
got.
I think it means a lot to her. If you know Naya's history, she had a very promising like rookie season. Almost made
Mhm.
it to the finals. Didn't make it to the finals because she got disqualified for making some lewd and irresponsible comments toward Jordan of all people. So, and then she was banned from the show for a long time.
Because of that?
Yep. Yeah. So she was banned in like 2015 and came back in 2022.
My God.
Yeah. It took me a
Okay.
long time to say that. What was I really talking about?
I
I
said
was,
I started this all by saying Naya is so tall.
oh yes, yes, yes. And I was talking about how yeah, she's not a particularly skilled challenger. I
Hmm.
think if she would have had an opportunity, oh, you were talking about her crying. That's why I started talking about this.
Yes, for
Yes,
being proud of herself. Yes.
yes, yeah. She's had a long journey to this moment, and I think that because I've always believed that if Naya had had the opportunity to like appear on, like if she hadn't gotten banned and she had appeared on this show like consistently, she
Hmm.
would likely have a win. Like she would have probably like taken it seriously at one point, gotten in shape, and that couple like paired with her size, her social game. She's always pretty well liked in these houses
Yeah.
and in competitions. Like she would make a few finals. She get to a final and she's in shape and she's able to just jog through like and maybe we throw in one of those curveballs that we've been having recently where there's just like a random elimination round in the middle of a final or a random one-on-one.
Yeah.
Like especially back in the day when we're talking about you got money just for finishing top three, like you got paid out for finishing top three. I think her challenge career looks a lot differently if she doesn't get banned because I think she starts taking it seriously at some point.
Yeah.
um and I think she realizes that. Like that's why she was crying because she was like, I cost myself a pretty large opportunity in my 20s, like just being a loudmouth or whatever,
Hmm.
and I haven't been able to take part in this thing, and I'm probably like made for it. And like she even says to Michelle, she was like, yeah, I didn't think I was gonna make it this far.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't
and now
know.
that I'm here, like I realize how close I really was because like there are only a few eliminations away. Like there's probably four women. Like once we get down to 4 and 4, we're going to a final.
Well, I mean, we see in the preview for next week we're doing a purge.
Yeah, we're doing a purge, so we're probably getting rid of 2 or 3 times the amount of competitors,
Yeah.
and then now we're
I'm
we're real
excited.
close. Yeah, I'm super
I'm
excited for the mini
very
final.
excited.
I'm
Yeah.
really This is my favorite point, the mini final.
Yes, I'm really excited.
These are
I
my
know
favorite
nothing about
challenges.
nothing. It just looks fun. And we still haven't had that car falling off the ledge, and I want to know what that is so badly.
That's not going to be as exciting as you think it is. They always got something blowing up, something diving. Oh, I'm sorry, I ruined it for you. But like, I always feel like I've noticed that every time you see like these huge spectacle like
Yeah.
challenges, like when you actually play it, it's like so contained and right. Like, 'cause, again, liability is a real issue.
Well, yes. I mean, they're not, yeah, we're not putting you in this car and throwing it off the cliff.
Yeah,
Like,
like I
yeah.
think one time like we had something with like a supercar and it's like, oh my god, and like they had a professional driver. Like there was like one thing where like the car like was doing something and it's like rolling over, It was like
Hmm.
flipping, and they had a professional stunt driver doing it. Or like there was like another one where they were like doing donuts, and it was being driven by a professional as well too. Or any other times where we have like the explosions, they're
Hmm.
not being triggered by the contestants are like contained to a very specific part of the course in a very specific
Yeah.
rig that's being all handled by professionals, and production or other professionals are executing the explosions at timed intervals. Like it's just like
Fair enough.
it's just spectacle.
I can't wait to see whatever, well, the second half of the season or the latter half of the season. I just can't wait to see the karma points become evident to everybody who's
Yeah, and like
left.
we don't mention it all the time. I keep forgetting it because I meant to bring it up the last time that we talked, and I forgot what they were called, so I just never mentioned.
That's fair. I think they're karma points.
Yeah, they are called karma points, karma
Yeah.
votes, karma votes.
Karma votes, yes. And everyone gets their little like paper and they do their little
I wish we
tallies.
could see it, or at least see some people. Well, see it for every contestant, so we can know. Like,
Like who has points?
yeah, I don't want to know like what the tally is sitting at
Oh,
right now.
yeah.
Like, I don't want to know, hey, Cara Marie is in first place with 67 votes. Like, but I wish
Hmm.
I could see at least each contestant giving an opinion about one or two competitors still left in the game.
I would like
Like,
that. Yes.
like just each contestant tells us like their main alliance member, which we know they're all going to give their main strategic partners all fives, and
Yeah.
then like maybe some random person that we didn't hear from, like where is Naya putting Nehemiah, like or something like that, or
Oh, yes.
what
I
did
love it.
what did Tony put for Avery, like.
Negative 5,000.
All right.
She's in debt.
Anything else, Maddie?
No, ma'am, I'm excited about next week.
Yeah, for sure. Me too.
Hmm.
Um, thank you guys for watching. That's all that we have for today. If you like this episode and you want to keep checking out our coverage on the Challenge 40, please make sure to subscribe and then check out the rest of
Yeah.
our all of our previous videos in the playlist listed in the description box. Thank
And like
you.
and comment and share.
Yes, like, comment, and share as well too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.